Phil, Aaron, and Chris are friends, but Phil and Aaron are having some trouble getting along. Chris tries to help. They're learning a very practical lesson about why forgiveness is important and why it matters to be forgiving. Let's listen in. You crossed my line. I did not. Did too. Did not. Did too. Hold it, break it up. What are you doing? It should be obvious to any intelligent person that we're having a little territorial dispute. Ha! Look, he did it again. Did not. Did too. Did not. Stop it. Stop it. Aaron trespassed on my property, my territory. They stepped over the line one too many times, and now... Oh, and you've never trespassed against me? Never. Did too. Did not. Stop it. Stop it, I say. Don't you know what Jesus said about trespassers? They should be shot? No, in the Lord's Prayer. The Bible says anyone caught trespassing should be shot on sight. Does not. Does too. Does not. Does too. That's not what the Bible says. You said yourself the Bible is a powerful weapon against Satan. You calling me Satan? If the horns fit. He called me Satan. Did not. Did too. Break it up. Here we've been spending weeks on the Lord's Prayer, and just when we get to the part about forgiving those who trespass against us, I find you fighting. It's his fault. Is not. Is too. Cut it out. It says right in the Lord's Prayer. Now where is that prayer again? Matthew 6:12. Matthew 6, verse 12. Thanks. Matthew 6, verse 12. Here it is. And forgive us our debts as we also have forgiven our debtors. In King James English, it's forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Forgive them? I don't know what Bible you've been reading, but mine says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Any real Christian would pay them back. See, he's doing it again. He's on my side. You're reading the Old Testament law, and you're reading the rules for getting even, but only if you're part of the law enforcement. Jesus went on to say, you've heard it said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I say, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Pray for them? I'll pray on them. Cross my line again and you're history. Jesus said you're to forgive your enemy 7 times, 70 times. What do you want, the iron or the steel? 7 times 70. You are to forgive. And if you're not willing to forgive others, you're praying in the Lord's Prayer that God shouldn't forgive you. 7 times 70, that's over 100 times. 490 to be exact, but who's counting? If you added all that up, you'd lose count and have to start all over again. That's the idea. Forgive and forget. Paul said love keeps no record of wrongs. If that's the case, love is blind. Precisely. And if God is willing to forgive us, we should be willing to forgive others. Even when they cross us? even when they cross us. Even when they trespass my border, especially when they trespass. That's no fun. Revenge is fun. Revenge may be fun, but it's not the will of God. And forgiveness is the only road to peace. We should forgive heartily and do good gladly to those who sin against us. Do good. To Aaron? This Christian business asks a lot of a person. Yes, it does. And it's a wonderful way to live. See you around. Like a donut. Well, I suppose we should make up. I suppose. You first. No, you first. Shake? Shake. Don't want to make trouble, but you crossed my line. What? To shake hands just now. You crossed my line. You're in my territory. Did not. Phil and Aaron still have a ways to go in understanding and practicing forgiveness and doing so with joy-filled hearts. But it's really important that they keep working at it. Not only for the sake of their friendship, but also for the health and well-being of their own souls. Do you understand why? Unforgiven sin is like an infected sliver, festering beneath the surface of our lives. A grudge is a ravenous worm eating at the root of your health. Unless we deal with the problems in our hearts, they will deal with us. Unless we attempt the radical surgery of confessing the sin, anger, or grudge, those evils within can only lead to trouble. When Jesus forgives us, it changes us. It transforms our hearts from cold and callous to warm and forgiving, which is also why it's so dangerous to refuse to forgive others. An unforgiving spirit threatens to turn our hearts cold and callous, poisoning our souls and ruining our heart's ability to relate lovingly to others. As you prepare for this weekend's catechism event, think about how powerful this fifth petition really is. Why is it important for your own spiritual health that you want to forgive others just as God forgives you? When it comes to forgiving others, in what areas do you need help to forgive others in the same way that God forgives you?